Imagine this: Jesus Christ, the Son of God, at just 33 years old. His ministry booming, crowds following, miracles multiplying, and yet, at the very peak of his influence, he allows himself to be arrested, mocked, tortured, and crucified. Why? Why die so young? Why not live to 50, 60, even 80? Think about it. What could more decades of teaching have done for the world? Why choose the cross so soon? The answer is far more shocking than you've ever heard in Sunday school, because it involves ancient prophecy, divine timing, cosmic warfare, and a secret buried in Scripture that ties his death to the very moment you were born. And by the end of this video, you'll see why Jesus' death was not just an event, but a divine countdown that couldn't be delayed even one single day. The question nobody asks. Most Christians focus on why Jesus died, but not why he died when he did. The unusual fact: most Jewish rabbis taught until old age, yet Jesus ended his mission early. In a moment, I'll show you how his age connects to the ancient Hebrew calendar and the feast days. The unstoppable mission clock. From birth, Jesus was living on a prophetic schedule, the fullness of time, Galatians 4:4. Every healing, sermon, and miracle was ticking toward an appointed hour. But what started this countdown? The trigger may have been set centuries before his birth. Prophecy written in blood, Isaiah 53, and Daniel 9's prophecy of the Anointed One cut off. Daniel's 70 weeks prophecy that pinpointed the exact year Messiah would die. But Daniel's prophecy wasn't the only timer running. Why 33? The hidden numerical mystery. The biblical significance of the number 33: promise, covenant, and completion. King David ruled Jerusalem for 33 years. Jesus is called the Son of David. But there's a deeper reason tied to the Jewish feasts: Passover, his appointed exit. Jesus didn't die randomly. He died during Passover for a reason. The lamb had to be sacrificed at a precise time. He fulfilled this to the minute. But there's something in the Passover tradition that reveals why he couldn't wait until next year. The enemy's deadline. Satan's strategy to derail the cross. Why spiritual warfare made Jesus' mission time-sensitive. One ancient prophecy held a chilling detail: if Jesus missed it, salvation would be impossible. The forbidden year. Some scholars believe there was only one exact year Jesus could die, aligning prophecy with the Roman calendar, astronomical markers. And this is where the stars themselves confirmed the timing. Signs in the sky, solar and lunar eclipses during his crucifixion year. Ancient records from Rome, Babylon and China. But these signs were more than natural. They were a message to the world's rulers. Caesar, Pilate, and the prophetic window political climate made the crucifixion possible. If Jesus had waited, Pilate may not have been in power. Prophecy could not be fulfilled. And this ties directly to the most overlooked verse in the Gospels: "My hour has not yet come." Jesus repeatedly delayed public miracles early in his ministry. He was aware of an exact hour set by the Father. But when that hour arrived, nothing could stop it, not even prayer, Gethsemane's countdown. Jesus praying until sweat like blood, not about fear of death, about fulfilling timing. And here's the moment where he could have lived longer, but chose not to. The decision. Jesus tells Peter to put away the sword. He embraces arrest. Why he didn't call down angels. But there's a detail in Peter's reaction that reveals the urgency. The final Passover meal. Every element symbolic, a prophetic rehearsal. Judas's betrayal timed perfectly, and Judas may not have realized he was fulfilling prophecy. The midnight trial's illegal under Jewish law, but necessary to meet prophecy deadlines. High priests unknowingly completing God's plan. And there's a twist in Pilate's words you've probably missed. "Behold the man." Pilate's pronouncement echoes prophetic language. Political maneuvering ensures crucifixion before Sabbath. But why did the Sabbath deadline matter so much? Burial before sundown, Passover Sabbath timing, prophetic requirement. If delayed, prophecy would break. But the prophecy wasn't just about death, it was about resurrection timing too. 3 days and 3 nights, the Jonah sign. Why it demanded a precise timeline. And here's where the clock counted, not just to death, but to victory, the cosmic reset. Jesus' death changes the spiritual calendar. Old covenant closes, new covenant begins, and this change was predicted at the very dawn of creation. Eden's prophecy fulfilled, Genesis 3:15, the seed crushing the serpent. Why this moment had been targeted by Satan for millennia, and Satan thought he had won. Hell's celebration. The unseen realm rejoices at his death. They didn't realize they had triggered their own defeat, but what Jesus did next turned the tables forever. The descent. Jesus preaches to spirits in prison, 1 Peter 3:19, and the message he delivered was the last thing Satan expected: keys of death and hell. Jesus takes authority from the enemy, and this victory was possible only because he died at that exact moment. Resurrection power released early Sunday morning, prophecy perfectly fulfilled. But what if he had lived longer? Here's the shocking truth. What if he had waited? Delay would break prophecy, remove fulfillment, and cancel salvation. But the real reason is more personal. It's about you. Your name in the timing Jesus' death predetermined to align with the moment you would exist. And that means his decision was not just history, it was for your exact life, the eternal calendar. God's calendar moves toward the second coming. The same precision applies to his return. And there's a prophecy that links his first death to his second arrival. The return countdown signs of the end times. Just as his death was perfectly timed, so will his return be. And the choice is yours before that day comes. Why this matters. Now, we are living in prophetic days. Knowing his timing deepens our faith. But there's one final, deeply personal reason. He died then, for you, not random, divinely appointed for your salvation. The cross as the greatest love story. And now, here's the truth that ties it all together. The final revelation. Jesus could have lived longer, but if he had, you would be lost. His early death was not early at all. It was right on time. Closing challenge to live ready for his return.